Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So today, we're looking at Lori Vallow and JJ Vallow case again. So in this video, you're going to learn about the following. Possible court dates. When are they ever going to be set? When are we ever going to go to trial? Along with that, a possible date for both the defense attorneys in this case to stop filing motions to drag this on forever. You're also going to find out about the new movie that is coming out by A&E and the Lifetime Network. And will I be involved in that actual movie or documentary? Along with, finally, we will learn about Memorial. A memorial that is being planned and they are raising funds for to honor JJ and Tylee in the Rexburg area. So thank you for joining me today. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. First, let's start off with the trial date that we had set in this case for Lori Vallow and for JJ Vallow. We know that they were both due to start their court cases in July. Lori was supposed to start her case, not without Chad, just answering to the charges of her in the abandonment of her children in July, July 12th to be exact. That court date has now been put on hold permanently. They are looking to schedule it out even further. They're hoping to be able to start that case sometime before October. You got that right, October. Her defense in this case says that they haven't yet to go through all the discovery motions and everything else in this case and the charges to answer to the charges of her in abandoning her children and where they were. And answering to those charges of what is actually taking place, from the parental aspect of in this case. So, what have they been doing all this time? Well, apparently, Mr. Mean and Mr. Pryor have not hired any actual legal aids to help them go through the mountain of physical paperwork and digital paperwork documentation in this case. It has just been the two attorneys and their two legal aides, and where the state, the DA, has an entire team of people who have been going through and filing and documenting everything that they've been finding through all the paperwork and all the statements and everything else. The defense has been dragging their feet. They haven't done it. They just decided, well, we just don't have the money or the means or whatever it is to actually go through and do it. So they just haven't done it, and they have asked to have a continuance from July, when the court system said that they needed a firm date. When do you think that they'll be ready? They said that they'd be ready by the end of the year. The court system probably isn't going to allow that, and the likelihood is because they want to get this done. They want to get this through because they have a lot of other court cases that are backlogged already that they need to get to as well. And as this one drags out, it pushes other ones even farther out. So on July 12th, when Lori Vallow's case was supposed to start, they are going to be in court again. And on July 12th, they will then answer to, are you ready to proceed forward on these charges and have this case done? If not, how much more time do you need? The defense, as we already know, wants to push it out until the end of December or somewhere in there. The state is going to say, no, that's just too far out, and we need to get this case rolling. We're going to do it sometime before then. And the likelihood is, according to legal scholars, they're going to try to move it as close to the July date as possible. The state is. So that is where we're at for the actual court case for just Lori Vallow. Now, for the actual case with Lori Vallow and JJ Vallow together, there are several more motion hearings that are scheduled already where they are going to discuss if they can and if they should still keep the case together as one. I mean, obviously Lori Vallow wants to keep her case together with Chad, so the two of them can be there together in court. That's what her and her attorney, Mr. Means, wants. Mr. Pryor and Chad Daybell want to separate the case, and they also want to still have a hearing on if the case can be moved to another location where they feel that they are going to be able to get a more of a selection for jury members on that case. They want to move it to Boise, Idaho, which is the capital of Idaho. They want to move it there where they feel that they're going to have a larger jury selection, pool to draw from. But the state is already ruled on that they don't want to move the case to for Lori Vallow to there. But Chad, again, another motion. They're going to ask to have the case moved there as well. And there are several other motions that they can still file, and they haven't filed already. They're just dragging it out longer and longer and longer as the time goes on here. And it's like, well, if we could file all these motions together, today, but if we do it, this way, it just drags the case out even farther. I don't know if this is a capital murder case, it would be more understandable. But there are no murder charges on the table right now for either one of the two. Why do we have to drag this out even farther? Why is it taking so long? Why haven't they hired additional resources to go through all this paperwork? But they haven't, and it's sad. To one aspect, we all want some kind of closure for this. We want some kind of justice, but at the same time, you really have to makes you wonder, what is Mr. Pryor and Mr. Mean? What are they doing? Why are they doing this? Why are they dragging this out as long as possible? I mean, it's getting your 15 minutes of fame and everything, but this is ridiculous at this point. Likewise, why hasn't the state of Idaho steadfastly put their foot down and said, okay, this is the date. You have no more motion hearings after this date, so we can progress in this case and move it forward in the justice system. But they haven't even done that. That is something for the judge to say, look, we just have to put a date now. Say, this is the last possible date. You've had all this time to file all the motions. Why haven't you done it? You have until this date and do it then. Hopefully that'll happen soon. Okay. Changing wheels now. Changing directions. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell have a new Lifetime movie coming out. A&E Lifetime Network is putting out a movie. It's part of a series that they're doing about women murderers and cases. And it's due to set to air here in the United States on June 26th of this year. It's called Doomsday Mother. And these are the following people who will actually be in that series. Lauren Lee Smith, you may remember her from CSI and also from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Mark Blucas, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And Patricia Duffy, of Dallas fame, and Linda Pearl. Those are the main actors and actresses who will be in the A&E Lifetime movie. And as soon as that news broke, out on the internet and on TV, I was flooded with a lot of people asking, "Am I going to be taking part in this A&E Lifetime movie special?" And to answer the question is, they did reach out to me on this and wanted to know if I would release footage, if I would also release information and take part basically in the series. This one, but they're also doing it on Jennifer Dulos, is another part of another one that they're doing as part of the series of missing and those who have committed crimes. And sadly, in the end, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to come to an agreement. I have agreed to, in some parts, to release certain documentation to them and to take part in other parts of it, but I don't think that I'm going to be on camera or take part in a major way in this one. I have too much to do right now, and I'm also working on another documentary with the BBC and Vice TV from the UK. So I just don't have time to, jump through hoops and everything else, especially on Lori Vallow, where I would only be a bit part anyways. All right. Next and final thing. Memorial for JJ and Tylee. There has been a lot of talk in the Rexburg area about setting up a permanent memorial for both Tylee and JJ. And not surprisingly, the Mormon Church wants to set it up on their property next to the temple there at the University of BYU, Idaho branch. And a lot of people don't really want if they give money to a memorial for JJ and Tylee, they don't want it to have to be on the grounds of the Mormon Church, where they believe that and as soon as people came there to visit the memorial, they would be bombarded by, "Have you heard the good word from the Mormon Church?" So and people want to have a little bit of separation between the memorial and the actual church itself. Now, there has been talk about possibly setting one up in the downtown area of Rexburg, and having a memorial there. So, but right now they are raising funds for it, but they haven't decided on a permanent location yet. And no, the memorial would not go on, or anywhere near the Chad Daybell farm, or anywhere else in town near the condominium where they actually lived. So that's basically, the updates on Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. And I hope that you found this information useful. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and do all those YouTube things that I'm supposed to tell you about to do. And I really appreciate each and every one of you stopping by today, and I hope you are having a wonderful week today. Until next time, thank you again.